decided that because it was not the original cross and it wasn't an exact replica, that they were going to tear it down, and they did. They tore it down, and their theory was that the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to preserve the cross only pertained to the original one, not anyone to replace it after criminals stole it. It's just...
I mean, is that about
ridiculous.
the stupidest thing you ever heard? And you know, Reese, you know what I told you this morning? He says, well, that's not the original cross, so you've got to tear that down because the one that we said you could leave up was the original cross. And I told Reese this morning, I said, I wonder if he feels about that and the original abortion. Oh, that'll be different. Oh, yeah, when you get into that, that's different. Oh,
that's
yes.
right. Well, now where we're at, the case has been remanded to the U.S. District Court. We will be going back into the U.S. District Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court's decision is pretty firm. They ruled that the legislation that had been achieved by Representative Jerry Lewis, a Republican of California, 41st District, where it's located, my congressman, that Jerry Lewis's legislation that was to resolve it by a land exchange where the 1-acre site would be turned over to the VFW in exchange for 5 acres of land to be donated to the federal government by the Sandos family, which has cared for the cross for years. That would have resolved it, but the ACLU ran back to court, whined to the judge that that was just thumb-nosing the court's order to destroy it. That court enjoined it, but the U.S. Supreme Court has said it erred when it issued that injunction and nullified an act of Congress. So we will now be back in court saying there is no reason for an injunction. You erred in the first place. Just let the land transfer go through, and the cross will go up, and hopefully it'll be there forever.
Hey, listen, I want to remind the listeners, be sure to visit my blog, that is, talkbackwithchuckwilder.blogspot.com, because Reese is going to be posting some stuff about Veterans Day, and I have a post there on Veterans Day itself and a little poem at the end that's just fabulous. It's on the blog right now. Monday, Memorial Day, will be the best of Talkback. I'm going to be covering World War II, Richard Snow, Measureless Peril. That's America in the Fight for the Atlantic, The Longest Battle. Philip Jennings, author of Politically Incorrect Guide to Vietnam War from the popular Political Incorrect Guide series. So 2 great interviews on Monday. And just before we totally say goodbye, I want to remind you of this statement about the soldier. And let me read that for you real quick, shall I? It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to demonstrate. It is the soldier, not the lawyer, who has given us right to a fair trial. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves under the flag, whose coffin is draped by the flag, who allows the protester to burn the flag. And this was written by Father Dennis Edward O'Brien, USMC. And such strong words there, Reese, on this great Memorial holiday weekend. Now, you're getting ready to release a new article, I understand, at newswithviews.com on the subject that we discussed with a little old lady from Kansas City and all about the rally for the Leavenworth 10, so they can be looking forward to that article and many more great articles from Reese Lloyd, newswithviews.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. And there'll also be a piece on the Mount Soledad case in which the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal has ordered the attorneys to file additional briefs on the application of the Supreme Court decision on the Mount Soledad decision, which we believe is a great encouragement to us that the court recognizes how strong that Supreme Court decision is in our favor.
All out of time, and I'm glad I got the soldier in just in time there. Thank you very much, Reese Lloyd, and I'll talk to you later. Have a very, very good Memorial Day. Coming up next, Penny Nance, Sarah Palin stalker. Also, don't ask, don't tell. Hey, that's perfect timing, Mr. President. Just in time for Memorial Day. Don't ask, don't tell. We'll be right back.
Are you struggling with too much credit card debt, sky-high interest rates, late fees,